This morning, we are getting a little advice for all the dads out there, including my older brother who just became a new dad. Congratulations to him. Look, we all know it can be a struggle to balance work and home life, especially when you're trying to be a good dad. Well, here to help with a few good tips this morning is our friend Susan Harrington. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist. Susan, welcome back to the show.
Well, good morning and congratulations, Uncle. How you doing, Uncle Malik?
I can't believe it. It is unbelievable. I am so happy for my brother and his wife as well. And I'm glad that we're talking about this because we know it's important to have both parents in the child's life, specifically with fathers. I want to talk about this morning. Why is it important that they are in the child's life, especially when it comes to helping the children?
This is really important. We have 50 years of psychological research to talk about this. So everything we're reporting today is about this research, okay? So what we know is that both parents have an equal value in the development of their children from infancy all the way through to adulthood. And adulthood goes now to 25 and 26 years old. I don't want y'all to think it stops at 18. So they're equally significant in that impact, but we have specific news about dads, that their involvement is crucial. It really helps with that healthy social and emotional development, no matter what walk of life the dad comes from, no matter what their sexual attraction rate is, no matter what their socioeconomic status, their cultural status, their economic, all of those things. It's about how we are with our children versus where we come from and what we bring to the table materialistically.
So true. So I want to talk about a few of those common problems that dads, deal with. What are some of those common problems?
So we have four that are really the major things that really impact how dads are able to interact with their children. And they're based in their ability to balance work and life. So the first one is sometimes they just don't live where their children live. And that may be about divorce, but that's more about our fourth one. This is more about life impacts, like maybe there's an elder parent that needs attention. Maybe their work schedule takes them away from home. They have to work a 7 and 7 shift, something like that. Those things impact how children are raised, how they're developmentally, how they build their own personalities, and how fathers can be with them. The other thing is it might just be their shift schedules. A lot of times labor works 12-hour shifts for 5-7 days a week. And so their ability to be with their children is very much limited. And so the little bit of quality time they might have with their children is impacted just because their schedule at work takes them away from home. Then there's also that those fathers who have employer support for paid time off is in the technology field and in the corporate world. What we're learning in our blue collar working space is they don't get that extended leave for fathers. They only give it for mothers. That's another thing that will impact. And then the fourth one is this: the access to their children changes because of what happens to the couple system. Like what we talked about before, when the divorce happens or the end of the relationship happens, then they just don't have the access, because typically in our country, what happens is the children stay with their moms as opposed to with their dads. And that impacts them as well because they don't have access to the children when they come home. The children have to be arranged in that transport, and that access is in there.
So, Chi, and I'm curious, since we are identifying these challenges this morning, what are some of your solutions to these challenges, specifically, especially the one when the mom and dad are no longer together and the dad lives separately from the children? Do you have a possible solution to that, or some advice that you can give to maybe the dads out there who may be struggling with this?
So there's one that works for all four, and it's not going to be the easiest, but it is the most effective. That no matter what the couple parent situation is, no matter what their status emotionally is with one another, they have to remember we are parents together for these children, and these children are what matters first. And how we communicate as co-parents needs to be above and beyond our emotional struggles with external events in life, like maybe there's an elder parent we're taking care of and I can't live at home, what my shift schedule is and how I can answer the phone or not. We have to arrange something where we're still communicating about our children and what's in their best interest and what's happening in their lives. So we are on this same page. The kids need to see the parents as we are behind you. We are together in addressing you, because what kids are excellent at is splitting their parents. Well, she said, well, he said, well, they said, and the kids get their way and the parents get confused and then you have uproar. So if parents
So
are on
true.
the same page, you have success.
So true. I always like to say to people, like, maybe you're not partners anymore, but it's still a partnership when it comes to having kids. So you need to work together. I really love that you said that. But it's interesting because there's some research that also shows some characteristics of being a good dad. What are some of those characteristics?
So there are 10, right? These 10 that we're going to present. I want y'all to just read the list and look at them and just really consider what they are. But what's really important is that fathers who are good dads, at quote unquote, meet these needs and their ideals. We do our best as humans to do these things. What's important for dads to remember is that we're not going to be perfect at them. We only need to do our best at them, because a part of these things is learning and teaching children honestly that I'm a human being, and so therefore I'm going to make an error, and when I do, I'm going to let you know. That's that honesty that's really important. So what happens when we present all these 10 things is fathers have the unique ability to present something that children need that comes more from dads than it does from moms. And that is a sense of confidence. Our children acquire more individual confidence when a father figure is in their life. So, we do have couples out there that there's not a biological father involved because of different reasons. So it can be whomever the father figure is also, quote unquote, the good dad we're talking about today.
Very
And that
interesting.
male figure brings up their confidence level. So their social, their emotional, and their cognitive development is accurate. The children have less struggle with behavioral issues. We see lower levels of substance abuse when we have a father figure involved in our children's lives.
Very interesting. Is that what means being industrious? Does that mean being confident? What does that word mean?
So being industrious is not about being a productive citizen of society and going to work and earning a living and these things that we've always role modeled and defined as being a good dad. Industrious is more about learning how to balance my work with my responsibilities at work, at home. It's about balancing these pieces together and then showing productivity. I was able to meet these challenges today. Like maybe I can't do all 10 of these characteristics in one day with my child. That would seem a bit impossible and not human. However, I can spend 10 minutes once a week playing with my kid, that I can do that one. And so finding a way to balance all these things across the time is important. Now,
Susan Harrington, you've done it again, my sister. What a great segment once again. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as always. And hey, if you feel like you need to talk to someone, Maison Vie is located at 1799 Stump Boulevard, Building 5, Suite 1 in Terrytown. For more information, head over to their website, MaisonVNewOrleans.com. Stick with us, everyone. We'll be right back.